morning. It is Thursday, May 14th, and we continue in our devotionals as they look at Revelation chapter 6. And this one in particular looks at the pale horse of the four horsemen. I've often wondered why there is such a fascination with the book of Revelation. There are horrific things that occur, and it's something that I'm not sure that anyone would want to be a part of. And you would want to do everything you possibly could to either avoid it or at least be prepared when that time comes. Interesting enough is, although I see a fascination with prophecy as it relates to the end times, I don't see as much preparation as I believe that the book really requires. And if you have answers for me, things that I'm missing, put it in the comment section. I would be really intrigued and to continue the dialogue about why there's not as much preparation. Without any further ado, let's take a look at this verse. It is found in Revelation 6:8, and it says, "And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat upon it was Death, and hell followed him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger and death, and with the beast of the earth." This is just a horrific time here that you see, and this is really launching the book of Revelation and what occurs here. And so you can see that if you do the numbers, that about 2 billion people are going to be slaughtered during this time period. Terrible, terrible time. Now, we're going through a season right now where all that we seem to hear about is death, just on the news constantly. And the numbers are not quite as staggering as some of the things that you might have seen in the past, or maybe even things that you hear about now. You take a look at just the number of children now that die through starvation. It's anywhere from 3 to 5 million a year. You take a look at how many abortions occur each year, and that is, that's 50 million. And so we're looking at anywhere from 53 to 55 million children die every year. And there's no news about it. Nothing seems to really be said. Perspective is what is really important at all times, but in particular in difficult times. Let's just say that you were somebody that was born in 1900. So 1900 you were born, and so imagine your life during that time period. At 14 years old, you would see the First World War would start. Can you imagine how dramatic that would be in your life? I mean, this is something that the entire world was involved in. And that war would last until your 18th birthday. And you would hear reports of 22 million that were killed. 22 million. Later that year, the Spanish flu would show up. And this would be an epidemic that would last for 2 years. And it would claim 50 million lives. So at this point, you've seen 72 million lives that have been claimed by this flu and the war. At age 29, you would find yourself slipping into the Great Depression. 25% unemployment. The GDP of the world would drop 27%. And this would last until you were 33 years old. The country, along with the world, would nearly collapse. At 39 years old, World War II would start. And by the time you were 41, the United States would be drug into this. and you would hear reports of 75 million people that would perish during this war. 75 million people that would perish during this time period. Now the number that we heard before is doubled with this, and then you can add with that the 6 million that were lost in the Holocaust. At age 52, the Korean War would start and 5 million people would perish. And let's not forget, during this whole time period, there was the Cold War that was going on, and the threat of nuclear attack. You would experience at age 62 the Cuban Missile Crisis. And not long after that, at age 64, the Vietnam conflict would begin, and this would extend for 11 years of your life, and 4 million people would die. You can see the great calamity that has already occurred. And so to look at the book of Revelation and realize that there's even more ahead, you'll see that the 75 years that we just talked about will be compressed into 7 or even less, maybe 3.5, just extremely compressed. And large amounts of people perish during this time period. You might think that while we have this time here, it might be prudent to get our lives in order. It might be prudent to encourage those around us to get their lives in order. Devastation and destruction lies ahead for those that are not prepared. Be prepared. Then be the watchman and encourage others to prepare in their lives. Because if you're prepared, what's waiting for you is so exciting. There is a glorious day waiting for those that are prepared. I know this all looks terrible, and this is the result of sin. But I want to tell you that for the child of God that has put their faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, there's a trumpet waiting. There's a time, a call home, and a time when we're going to be with Jesus. And what we know this world should be, will be, everything will be restored. And it will be a time of great peace, tranquility, and genuine love. Not only look forward to that time, but prepare now. May God bless you. Thank you so much for your studies and your efforts and your preparation and your work. Our time is short. God bless you.